Imagine you're not a vegan and you should bring some vegan food for a stall at the school's Christmas market. What would you prepare? If you watch this video, you will find out what I thought was a good idea. And if you keep watching, you will also learn an old trick of my mom's that can save your booty cheeks if you ever ruin biscuits. I'm usually very lazy in the kitchen, so this was a lot more work than any of my normal baking. I pre-soaked some dates and prunes the night before and prepared flaxseed egg, which is just flax seeds and water in case anybody wondered. I tried to follow advice of a vegan friend, and so I prepared the dough the day before as it needs to rest in the fridge. It contains flour, sugar, cocoa powder, pumpkin spice mix, some extra cinnamon and baking powder. Topped with a pinch of salt, it's all the dry ingredients you need. Then I added some vegan margarine and it was time to squish it all together with my hands. Pretty sure you could use a food processor for that, or a kitchen robot. After some 10-15 minutes, the flaxseed egg was supposed to be ready to use, so I poured it in. Not knowing what to expect, it still seemed very watery to me. After I added it, it became sticky beyond what I can tolerate, and so I had to pull out my gloves. And then I kept on kneading for what seemed like an eternity while I was questioning my choices. Would I have chosen something simpler? Most definitely. But do vegans take shortcuts and choose the easy way? No, they don't. And I really felt like giving back to vegans, showing some appreciation for the sustainable choices they make every day, unlike the rest of us, who might be too lazy, too comfortable, or unable to do so for many other reasons. Thank you, vegans. The dough went in the fridge and I went to sleep. I started the next morning pitying the dried fruit and pitying myself. Why couldn't I have simply gone and bought prune jam and date syrup? Who knows? Once I went through the little mountain of softened dates, I put them in the blender and blended them with the water they were soaking in. Then I removed the pits from the prunes, mashed them with a fork and added brown sugar. Always check ingredients, guys. A lot of the brown sugar they sell is just overpriced white sugar with added molasses. I add a lot of cinnamon and the filling for the cookies is ready. When I first took the dough out from the fridge, it seemed very tough. But surprisingly, after just a little while, it was nice and soft and easy to work with. And thanks to the spice mix I used, it smelled just like Christmas. Once rolled out, I tried to find the biggest cookie cutter I had at home so that they would be easy to fill, and cut out about 1 million of hearts. Once I had 1 million of those, I filled them with the prune jam and stuck together with the date syrup. I had never made these before and I was worried that the jam filling would just leak out, so I made sure they were stuck together really well. Little did I know that the runaway jam wouldn't be my main problem today. I find improvising with traditional ingredients quite simple, but working with this eggless dough made me quite nervous, I have to say. That's why I try to stick with any advice my vegan friend gave me quite strictly. Imagine, I even paid attention to the temperature of the oven this time. Once out the oven, it was time to dip them in powdered sugar and rum. I was preparing these biscuits for a children's Christmas fair. That's why I felt like I had to come up with a substitute. I don't know if this is where I went wrong, but I made some spicy chai tea and added rum flavoring. I made sure to let it cool perfectly before dipping the biscuits, so temperature definitely wasn't the issue, but I wonder, would the biscuits have absorbed rum differently? Would the alcohol impact their texture in a different way? If you have any idea about the chemistry behind this, please let me know in the comments, because my biscuits were becoming worryingly soggy. So much so that I decided to mix the sugar and the rum tea together and just gently brush the biscuits from both sides instead. The whole point of adding extra liquid to these biscuits after baking is making sure that they are not hard and dry. My main concern at this point was that they don't all fall apart on me. During amateur events such as this Christmas fair, single packaging for the baked goods always seems to be a bit of an issue. Everybody tends to use tin foil, which I don't think is great for the environment, So at a certain point I came up with these eco-friendly parchment paper pouches. Well, I didn't really come up with them. Obviously, I just googled a tutorial, so if I manage to find it, I will link the original video below. Explaining origami is definitely not my strong skill, but I think these are super easy and practical. So I just wanted to give you an idea in case you should ever need it. And now for the big idea. What do you do if you ever make biscuits and they just turn out bad? And now I just mean texture. If they're burnt or taste bad, you're pretty much done, I'm afraid. In this case, I added the spicy tea, almond protein powder, and desiccated coconut. Once I achieved the right texture that stuck together enough to roll little balls, I rolled little balls, and then I rolled the little balls in coconut. Voila! Protein balls. And let me tell you, these ran out first at the Christmas fair. Whenever invited to bring food, I try to bring both something sweet and something savory. In my humble experience with kids, nothing beats pizza when it comes to savory. Let's stop and remember just for a moment that pizza is Italian. Italian food is all about simple but good ingredients. Pizza is just dough, tomato sauce and cheese, so you have to make sure if you're making a vegan pizza, all these three are the best ones you can possibly put your hands on. That's one of the reasons I'm using store-bought dough, because my homemade dough is quite thin and not everyone likes that. I'm adding celery salt, onion salt, oregano and garlic to my tomato sauce. Of course, a bit of olive oil as well. I used to consider pizza one of the perfect meals in the world, and then I stopped liking cheese. Aside from feta and some sheep cheese, I can't even stand the thought of eating it. Because of this, I think I tried every single vegan cheese on the market while trying to find my favorite. And that's why, aside from vegan mozzarella, I'm using cubed smoked vegan cheese, which is the only one I find actually tasty. Last minute, I decided to add olives to one of the pizzas, just to create an extra option. All these did really well on the Christmas market, and I would like to finish this video with a little message from my son he insisted I insert here. Thanks for watching and see you soon!
Hey guys, this is my mom's favorite son back on the mic, so I just want to wish all you guys a Merry Christmas.